So I believe this is the first time in the Promised Neverland that we have seen something quite like this, to where a character is in front of someone, and then the next moment, they're behind someone. And that's what happened to Emma in this chapter. And we knew that Lewis is the big bad. He's the main villain of, this arc. Well, we knew this since the very beginning. But this is the first real time that we got to see something feel very shonen. Now, what this looks like to me is kind of more along the lines of hyping up Lewis as a character, and also potentially adding feats to some demons in the future of the series, if Lewis isn't the endgame boss, obviously. And so, let's think about that for a second. Lewis just straight up was in front of Emma and then behind her, which is a speed feat, which is from like what you would see from Battle Shonen. And how are you supposed to keep up with someone that has that crazy amount of speed? That's the big question that comes to mind once you see something like that. Even someone like, the man with no name, to be able to take out someone like Nos and all that with his sniper bullet, it might not be enough to be able to take out Lewis because of how fast he was in that moment. Because Emma said one moment he's there, next moment he was gone, right behind her. Which is very scary, because if he really is that fast, there wasn't some form of illusion or whatever going on, or some tricks being played on the mind, then that would mean that this man could easily dodge bullets like it's nothing, which is pretty scary. But let's get into something first. Let's get into the Nos and Noma stuff that we had in this chapter. So, we get a panel to where Nos states that Nos wants to finish off all of the children before Noma completely leaves him. So what this implies is whatever is going on between these two demons, these two lovers, it's something that is temporary. And I'm very curious on what that effectively means. Does that mean that Noma was really inside of Nos the entire time? He wasn't insane? Because for him to even say something like that, it implies that he was aware of Noma, and he knew that Noma was going to be there, and then disappear eventually. Which, if this man was crazy, then he wouldn't be aware of that. Like, he would still be continuously talking with, Noma, for the rest of his life, or until he gets over the trauma. So, that's the question I have. For him to say it's a temporary thing, I'm just like, okay, this does let us know that there is a likely possibility that when you do eat someone's brain, then you're able to take their memories, their personality. Maybe not to be able to permanently, live inside of you, but maybe their last remaining essence of their life is, in you before you absorb them completely. That's what I'm assuming. Now, another thing this could potentially be is that this could give an explanation to the brains of why demons want brains in the first place. Think about it like this. We know that the demons, they need to eat brains. They want them. They want to eat, humans. And we never really been given a reason to why they eat humans. We've always assumed it had something to do with intelligence, because they wanted intelligent humans to probably be able to increase their intelligence where they can continue to live. Because we've seen savage demons that are just in the wilderness, not being able to have thought process, but they hunt in packs. And so, what this makes you wonder is, why do they need to consume humans? Why do they hunt after them in the first place? And I believe now that looking at the way this is done, I believe that maybe the reason why they eat humans is to be able to gain their experiences. Because if we go with what we just saw from Noma and Nos, what he just did to Noma, we could assume that he probably, when he ate her, he gained her experiences through her brain, and he was able to, I guess, have her become a part of him for a limited time, and then she disappeared. It reminds me a lot of the show iZombie. I don't know how many of you have actually watched iZombie. I know it's not a show for everyone, but my description, what I'm thinking about right now, is that maybe the demons, they eat brains equivalent to how the zombies in iZombie, the TV show, why they eat brains. For instance, some of the characters, to kind of explain about iZombie, they will eat brains to be able to gain their memories and get parts of their personality. For instance, let's say you have an average, let's say, college student, okay, that becomes a zombie. She was to eat this, astronaut brain and all that. She would gain aspects of that astronaut for maybe, let's say, an entire day, a limited amount of time. And that's what I'm kind of applying to this situation. What if if the demons, for instance, if they ate like the humans, they gain their experiences for a limited amount of time, and it's like a state of a drug. It's like a drug effect. And that could be why, you know, he's acting so weird. Why Nos is acting weird is because he's like in a state of like a drug effect to where he has Noma's experiences, and that's why he's acting so funny, which that would be very cool. I don't know if that's the direction that the writer wants to take the Promised Neverland, but that's what I was getting from that scene. It reminded me a lot of iZombie, the series. And if you've never watched iZombie, watch. It's a pretty good series. I mean, it has some comedy that's pretty cringy at times, but it's a pretty good series. I do recommend it. But, yeah, that's what I was thinking about when I saw that scene with Noma and Nos, so let me know your thoughts. What do you think is really going on with that? Now, getting off that, let's talk about what the man with no name and Ray did in this chapter. So, Ray was able to assess and understand the situation like that, which fits in with Ray's personality. He's always been able to take the information that is given to him, the limited information, and be able to make something of it and figure out what he needs to do with it. With what Violet did, giving Ray this certain limited amount of information, he was able to determine that she knew Emma. She was able to, you know, assess that she's still alive. If they're not able to take down this demon, then it's going to just spell curtains for the entire operation, and everybody's going to end up dead. So Ray was able to figure all of this out and, you know, help out and all that. And it's like, okay, we need to finish this real quick before we can get over to Emma. Which then, the man with no name, he was able to get some information out of it and is like, they're talking about Lucas. Is it the same Lucas that I know? Is it the Lucas that I thought was dead? Is he still alive? And he got all this information, and he's like, is he still around? And so with all this being done, now the man with no name, he got some certain information that is critical that will give him a reason to be here and help out the children to figure out who this man Lucas really is. Lewis. Emma might have to fight him by herself for a little bit. I mean, Ray's gonna be there. The man with no name is eventually gonna be there. Actually, maybe not. Maybe the man with no name might not help Emma out at all. Maybe he's gonna just end up going straight to Lucas for all we know. But, I mean, we know Ray is going there. And so, I am curious if Emma is gonna have to fight Lewis on her own for a little bit. And judging by how Lewis's character has been built up, I assume he likes games. Like, I assume he loves to play games and stuff. And I don't think he's gonna just downright kill Emma like that, if he had the chance. I don't think he would. He loves the hunt, and he wants to build Emma up to really have fun. He doesn't like having hunts that don't give him enjoyment at all. And so in this case, I wonder if Lewis, I wonder if he might actually just play around a bit because he knows someone's coming, and when he finally does start to fight all of them, I wonder if he's going to let them leave. For instance, if the man with no name, let's say, didn't do the finishing blow to Lewis, and for some reason Lucas and, you know, the man with no name didn't take him out, then I could see Lewis becoming a reoccurring, you know, villain. Because, I mean, he's one of those type of characters that would easily allow Emma and Ray and all of them to escape, to be able to break the promise, to be able to hunt once again, to have a true hunt. And so this does let us know that he does have that in his personality, let them go, for he could fight them another day, for he could have a true match, a true hunting match between the individual that he faces. I do sense something like that. So I don't think Lewis might be taken out in this arc. It'd be kind of a waste for his character if he was brought down, unless the series is going to end very soon. Now, I'm getting right into Lewis, though, and his characterization he got. He does care about Lord Bayon, that is explained in this chapter, but he is willing to look past it and just care about his own self. So he is someone that's able to kind of feel bad, but at the same time, he's able to just move along like that. Even someone he's known for hundreds of years to be able to get what he wants, the satisfaction of a true hunt. And so he doesn't really have any hatred for Emma or anybody else that were taking down the demons. He doesn't really hate them. He's not acting like Nos was at all. He just straight up wants to have a good time. So this does put him in a different perspective of being very scary. He is not someone that's going to be controlled by emotions of hatred or rage like Nos and Noma was. So yeah. But that's pretty much about it when it comes to this chapter of The Promised Neverland. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you enjoy this chapter? Did you hate this chapter? Please be honest in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, Chibi out.